They got me. They really did. If you want to know what I'm talking about, stick around. If you've been watching my brand new focus series, you will know that I try new brands on a regular basis and report back after I have tried them for enough days to be satisfied that I have an opinion on the brand. Very often it revolves around an eyeshadow, and the 12th brand new focus was with Morphe and the Jaclyn Hill palette, the first one of their collabs. Now there is the Vault that is available now. The only one that I have is this palette, and it has been perfectly fine. So for anyone who's not familiar with it, this is what it looks like, 35 shades. And I spent 12 days working on the shades in this palette, and I was pleasantly surprised. And this palette had a hill to climb, because I had ended up paying over 70 bucks-ish and change for this palette, and I was really begrudging it. And so it sat in my collection for a number of months because it just, there's a French expression, ça me pue au nez. It just stunk for me to use this palette. I just was holding my nose, I guess, is kind of the idea. And I finally cracked it open and used it, and I'm very glad I did, because I liked it. I really did. And so I can definitely say that Morphe got my attention. And so after this palette, which I was very happy with, I decided to go for a palette that had really caught my attention during the holidays. And that was the holidays of 2017. And it was the Dare to Create, I think. It's called the 39A. And then I guess it was so popular that Morphe decided to make it a permanent item in their collection. Well, I bit the bullet and I got it. And I got it for a couple of reasons. One of them obviously was because it was still available. And the other one was because Morphe now has a warehouse in Canada and can ship across Canada without Canadians having to pay duties. And the fact that it was a reasonable price. Now, I think it was 49 Canadian. If I'm wrong, I will put the actual cost down here. And if you want to see the brand new focus, my thoughts on the Jaclyn Hill palette, I will put the information in the cards for you to see. Okay, so I'm opening up the box. And I did check it beforehand, but I thought I would show you how it comes packaged. I thought that the bubble wrap inside the main box is great. Juvia's Place does that as well. All right, so here is the palette. It is quite large compared to a regular Morphe palette. The Jaclyn Hill is kind of like a regular Morphe palette, so you see kind of the difference here. And 39A, the 39 stands for the number of shadows, so there are 39 in this particular palette, and you'll see that there's a plastic with all the names. Now what happened is that I took a picture when I opened it the first time of the names superimposed, sorry I'm blinding you, superimposed on the shades, so that I can have a picture to correspond to the shadows without having to put the plastic over and off all the time. So anyway, that's my little hack if you're curious, and I'm probably going to paste that picture up here so that I can easily reference and put notes when I make looks with this palette, so I can tell you what it is that I used. So there's Morphe logo on the top, and it says hashtag MorpheBabe. That's interesting, probably to post our looks. And true to its name, it has 39 shadows. This is what it looks like. And I don't mind at all the fact that there are all these crease colors to go through, and obviously for depending on your skin tone you would be using it differently, but I really like the fact that you can easily do a base to a number of looks. Now what attracted me to this palette a lot was the darker shades. So I really liked dark plum pink here, I really appreciated the dark greens here because I'm always looking for greens that I can wear. So this whole section here looks great, and of course this whole quadrant here looks great together. The dark blues, oh yes. And then I was not so thrilled about this corner there, although there are some shimmers, but I feel like it's duplicates with other stuff that I have. But to me, the blues that were really interesting, the dark greens that were really interesting, the pinky plum section over here, and then these big pans where you can dip your brush over and over and over again and not feel like that color that you keep going to is just going to run out so quick, was really appealing to me. So I'm looking forward to making some really neat looks, both a few editorial options and a few like everyday looks. I think you can see it's almost like half-half as far as the type of colors that might be more you know, less everyday and more nighttime or more playtime kind of colors. Some people could wear this out the door every day, but I'm just saying that there's room to be conservative and everyday, and there's also room to be edgy with this palette, and that's part of what I am very excited about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying some of these colors. You know what? I'm going to swatch a couple just to have a little fun. So there's this really neat, I'm going to swatch this really neat blue, this really neat green. Heck, I'm going to swatch these two greens. And I'm really curious about that fuchsia up here. So let's swatch a few as I put my thumb in the plum. Well, since I put my pinky in the plum, since I put my finger in it already, I'll swatch the plum as well. Every time I do swatches, I think, why didn't I take a little towel to help me wipe my fingers? I always forget. Oh, the sparkly green is really different from what I was expecting. Okay, so we've got the top right-hand side plum color that I stuck my pinky into. The fuchsia I talked about. The interesting blue that I was curious about. I should really swatch on my inner arm. The really pukey kind of a olivey golden green. And then this one that looks, it almost looks like C Note from Urban Decay, I think. Let me just show you the colors again. So we've got top right-hand corner plum. We had that blue, the pukey green, the more sparkly green, and did I miss anything? Nope, that's it. Okay, so I just sampled a few of them. I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I have not tried it yet. I'm sure I will do another brand new focus and incorporate this palette because there are 39 shades. I think it can merit its own focus. And yeah, I'm going to tell you if it was worth it for me to lust after that palette, because it has been on my mind for a long time. But I have to say that if Morphe hadn't come to Canada with a warehouse, it would have just stayed a wish for a very long time. So there's a new one from Morphe, and if you want to see maybe something else that I got from Morphe, take a look at the next video coming up tomorrow. And I will show you another one, which is a little something that answers a question or a quest that I had some time ago, or at least I am hoping that it will answer be the answer to the quest I put forward some time ago. So if you're curious, take a look at tomorrow's video. If you liked the contents of this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you like the content on this channel in general, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. I thank you for your time today. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video, but for now, take care.